Hi, welcome. And good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depends upon your time zone. Thank you so much for tuning in time. Today, we're continuing our promotional activities, right? Yesterday, we just started a briefing of how the customer, avatars, and customers' decision-making process, the funnel, landing page, and what are the campaigns we should get prepared, etc., etc. So today we'll continue actually the promotional activities and the around 100 promotional activities that during the 100 days we are going to discuss. Today, the beginning of that again. Yesterday we started, but today I think I'll be the sharing of the first tool. We are talking about 100 different tools to get the more traffic, more clients, more prospects, more lead. So this is today onwards, inshallah, we'll start discussing about that. Okay, so thank you so much, all of you. And today, I want all of you to do one thing to be completed today. The business model which we have been discussing to be to finalized, because now the promotion of the business is based on what kind of a business model you have chosen. So as you know, for step one and step two, I think today I'll be summarizing that when we going ahead with during the program. Now, having said that, I think those who are not finalized your model, I think you need to look at the now upcoming training as well, and it might help you to take a decision. Okay, but it's always better you need to take a business model by now and get prepared. I think less than 40 days now for our championship part. Okay, so now meanwhile, I just want you to do one thing. Can you take a pen and paper? Do you have pen and paper? I think this in the beginning of our workshops we used to have it as various kinds of activities, right? Now I would like you to take a pen and paper, and I want you to start not writing. How many ways, what kind of methods to get the people to your website or to your online business website or a blog or a YouTube. So you tell me how many methods to get a people. Can you just writing it is? Meanwhile, you get settled, and I'll also connect my PowerPoint. Meanwhile, can you just start writing and tell me your numbers? How many you are trying to reach? Take maybe 2 minutes time to type it. Meanwhile, you get to settle in. I'll also connect to the slides. Meanwhile, can you just type it now? Seriously, write down and how many you are able to reach. How many methods to get the people to your website. So can you write down and tell me that? Can you type in the chat how many numbers Okay, how many people Okay, take a 1 minute time. Meanwhile, I get connected to the slide. So please do that. Think about it. How many types numbers you tell me? Okay, tell me 25 method, 30 method, like a social media, email marketing, So like you try typing it. Okay, so put to that one. Then tell me how many Okay. So come on, please. Okay, you're taking time. You want more time? Yeah, please type the numbers. Okay, how many method you got? Only 7. 7 is too less, right? You think about it a little more. 25, 11. Okay. 10, 3 to 4, 9, 12. Yeah, I'm waiting, okay? So let me see. 13. Yes, 12. So everyone is actually, this is one of the issue when you look at the many people actually as a business. And the way to promote, everyone has an issue. So I told you that is 100 methods, right? But now you start making only just 18 methods to get a people. This is another reason for many of the people not succeed or not expect the kind of a result which they're expecting to get. So that's a challenge is basically every business. That's exactly the reason, as I mentioned, during the 100 days, we will have 100 way of promoting the business. So now anybody has above 50, about 20, I think the highest I got is 25. Can you think about more than 25? Anybody has more than 25? 12, 18, yeah. So this is numbers usually. Actually, I agree to one of you that usually the people reaches the method when you think, how can I promote? Yeah, 50 plus, that's a fantastic. Okay, so 50 plus, that's good. Okay, so can you just put me a couple of things you're thinking? 50 plus? What are the things you're telling me, like randomly? How many inbound and how many outbound do you have in that? Can you type it? So 50. Okay, so we'll start off now. I think this is one of the challenges, we all of us face. I think that's going to be all of your challenge as well. To get the traffic, we have a fantastic website we set up, but we are not getting sufficient traffic to our place. entire setup is waste, right? When you set up a website or a landing page or a funnel, it's going to be waste. So there will not be any reason our website exists or our business exists. And even your YouTube channel or your blog will not make sense if you don't have traffic. So that's exactly the reason we need to have a more focus than the last 60 days, actually now next 40 days or next 37 days more precisely, okay? I'll share with you the screen now. Okay, now when I look at it today, 62 days we are completing out of 100 days. So I welcome once again all of you officially to the Digital Mastery Challenge of the 62 days of 100 days. Today, 16th of September, I think the time is flying, right? So just another 38 days is only left out our 100 days challenge to get over. Now, today the topic we are going to discuss is promotion of your online business. Now, I can just take you back to the beginning of the first July or first week of July. We talk about something called two-step approach. I think all of you remember that two-step approach. Two-step approach is one is actually identifying your online business model. So we said the first 50 days we'll be spending on that. Actually, more than 50 days we spend on it. Now, next 50 days we're supposed to. Now we have only 30 plus days. We'll be spending on promotion of your business. So first step we identified the model, and then we come to now, like we discussed in the various business model. You remember that when we discussed the various business model, many of the model you're not even thinking about exist. So we noticed there are so many business model we could find out online, like a barter model. So it was a surprise to many of you and how the barter model work online. Then there's a blog monetizing model we discussed, consultancy model we discussed, even a database selling, the contact list selling, prospect list is selling business model we brought it, an eBay model we discussed in a day. We also spoke about something called freemium business model, right? How the freemium business model, how we can set up. Now we can do a fully automated business model, even with less than $12, how we can set up, how we can have an own business with with just $12 or $15 and run our own automated business model. And how to give away and make money. That's one of the things we discussed. Group buying model we discussed. And SaaS model, software part we discussed. Membership services model we discussed. Now, mobile application we only covered, but now there is a big topic, and 2-3 days we are going to spend on a mobile application software. We discussed, when you're discussing about mobile apps, we discussed as a part of the promotion we discussed, because once we complete our e-commerce part or a website part, then we'll go for mobile applications, right? Then this, I think, one of the maximum time we spend on affiliate marketing. We have an affiliate mastery. Then classified model we just referred, and example of Qatar Living, etc. Then dropship and the drop service we spend a maximum time. We had a e-commerce mastery. We covered that as well. The donation models on Wikipedia referred to subscription models. In that, we take an example of ADM website builder, how you can have a subscription model, various services, and monetization model, and even a funny way of people making an. I hope all of you remember this one, right? Death clock, when you're going to die, but the people make money with that. Then influencer model, the last week we completed influencer model, and blog we are not yet covered. Blog is a part of a promotion. We discussed when you're part of our SEO, we'll discuss about the blog model. YouTube, we spend a YouTube mastery. Again, YouTube is a part of our marketing, but we had a YouTube mastery, how you make money. Now you need to get a traffic to YouTube. That's exactly we are looking forward now. Now, website flipping, I'm sorry. Flipping what we discussed about is a part of digital assets, and we also covered an affiliate model, different affiliate models, affiliate mastery part of that. And people do e-commerce and affiliate model together. Now, I believe that most of you finalized your business model. And the fun is actually we started the drop service. I think most of you recently taken, and affiliate marketing, I think is majority of you are taken. Now, of course, dropship, some of you started doing, some of you are YouTube model. I think that's the most popular now, right? And YouTube done for you. All of you really like it. Then eBay, I think I noticed that most of you coming back to the mentorship or questions about eBay. You start setting up a store. That's fantastic. Actually, try that. Then marketplace model, I think some of you, those who have a product, started going to Alibaba and Amazon and started doing. And this is actually, everybody's excited that one portion we completed. Even mining, just slightly we completed. Now, part of our blockchain, we are going to discuss in detail about affiliate marketing as well. Now, social media influencer model, the last business model which we finalized, and the consulting part, CTE, we again refreshed recently. We had a detailed Q&A session. I think many of the people onboarded today, I believe, as a consulting part. So some of you are taking a training model and online event manager model, freelance model, some of you are taken. I mean, fully automated. I saw the two of you. I think two of you actually. I was thinking nobody's not take us for this, even the automated, but I think two of you starting your own fully automated online business model. Now, one is about spending now is e-commerce done for you. That's the most exciting thing, right? That's coming Saturday, 19th, e-commerce done for you model. So I think that is going to be the masterpiece of our entire 100 days of program. And I would really recommend all of you to be part of that. I think you know that there's a separate landing page we created, and you are utilizing and promoting that. And just wanted to know, yesterday I mentioned about a CPA program. Many people come back and said they are not able to understand. It's a very simple program. As you know, the benefit is you start promoting a CPA program with your WhatsApp or a social media email with your link. Whoever register for the program, you get a $1. And register, there's a few things. It has to be before 19th, and the person has to participate in the 19th program. And it's how you do become an affiliate. Go to the footer of the website and sign up with your affiliate program. So just sign up with your name and everything, and you get a referral link. Where that link, when you get unique link, which you share with the various social media profiles on WhatsApp or whatever you can do, an email you can do, and we know that is you're promoting through that. We understand it is that's a replicate affiliate program, right? So this is what is exactly, it's easy. You can actually, I've given a screenshot. These are the steps you just follow. I started doing it. Okay, people ask me any upper limit. No, there is no upper limit. You can do, but upper limit is up to 19th only. It's valid. Okay, this is a special program we're doing only because of online shopping. Okay, I believe it's clear. I think you can create yourself now itself and start promoting. Okay, so this social media profiles is better you create, or you want to do an email marketing. Everything is possible. It's up to you how you even click on a link and register this. It'll be for your affiliate program. Okay. And we'll go to the promotion of your online business. So when we say promotion of your online business, basically we want people to come to our website. So the businesses, most of the time, the websites, or some cases the blog, some cases landing page, or a funnel, or maybe your YouTube channel, or sometime maybe just your mobile applications and all, or maybe coming and interacting with your aggregator mobile applications. Whatever it is, you need the customers, as we discussed yesterday, different avatars of the customers, different part of the world coming to visit your website. So it starts with the SEO. That's what we actually partially completed this search engine optimization of strategy spending. Now there is search engine marketing we are going to discuss about. There is a remarketing part we are going to discuss about as a promotion, and the retargeting we are also working on. And email marketing, that's a topic we start with. I tell you why we had to start with email marketing. It's with the tools we'll discuss about it. The email marketing, leads, prospecting, and list building. This 4 topic we are covering today and tomorrow with the tools. So out of 100 tools, as you know, promotional, we never revealed any tools so far. Today onwards will be, at part of the promo. In another 30 days, we'll cover entire 100 tools, which is depends upon the topic which we cover. For example, affiliate marketing day, we discuss the affiliate marketing tool. Now today, email marketing and prospecting tools we'll be discussing about it. Then affiliate marketing. So now earlier we discussed we started an affiliate marketing. Here we are going to discuss about if you start an e-commerce business, how you can have an affiliate marketing. Like now we are doing for a CPA program, right? Similarly, you can have your own affiliate marketing program. As you know, that is, you cannot neglect it. Is 15% of the e-commerce business come from affiliate marketing. And then of course, social media marketing we take care. And Facebook we completely as a treating separate. You know that gives you a lot of things. And Instagram is the one of the thing, especially for our sector of market, we need to use it. And B2B segment, we need to use majorly for a LinkedIn and prospecting. The tools actually really work with the LinkedIn, which we have been talking about. Then YouTube marketing and social networking sites we can use. Pinterest marketing we can do. And WhatsApp is, that gives you fantastic result these days, an instant result. And there is no match with no other marketing in part of, when you look into some part of the world. And professional network like a Zing and a WeChat, including the payment transaction you want to do. You want to sell something through like instant chat. I think WeChat is the place, of course, some of the certain market. Then Twitter is given a good platform now. Even Skype started generating revenue. And landing page, just only promoting a landing page, even do it through funnel there. Even text messages we cannot neglect. Of course, we need to use text for transactional text also we need to use, and which can eventually get you customer back. Then funnel marketing, which we discussed in detail, and content marketing, one of the major thing for part of our SEO 101. And infographics market. We need to take on mobile marketing aspects and proximity marketing. These are the things which we are going to discuss in detail. Okay. Now, when you look at it, this just I'm giving you an overall idea. What are the major things we are going to discuss about it? So there is a coupon marketing, there's a voucher marketing, there's an offer marketing, then there's something called virtual marketing. There's something new. Then of course newsletter. You're reaching out and putting it, campaign with a coupon and loyalty program. Do it. Then ebook, like a giveaway time we discussed about how effective the ebook marketing. Then there's a marketplace marketing, how you reach out to the client and get them to your website. That articles, the promotion on that. When you search in Google, fourth or fifth one always come from an article, and you do that one, right? Then list building, how you build a list and do it through testimonials, how do you market, video, how you market, and podcast marketing, and many more ways. We can actually go on and go on 200 to 300 varieties. We can actually start doing in activities to get clients to our website. Now, to do this promotion, we need to choose. We cannot do everything, right? So here we shortlisted based on the business model, which we are already doing, right? Maybe whether it can be an e-commerce, can be B2B, B2C in a part, or a social media influencer part, or maybe an affiliate marketer, or maybe a drop service or a drop shipper, or whatever the businesses you started. Based on that, we need to have a promotion of the business. So here I would like to remind you one thing, please don't forget. So this is what is our foundation, like technology, organizations, and strategy. Every time we need to recall this. So based on that, we are going to discuss today about email marketing. So today, after the 100, first one, we are going to start with email marketing. So why email marketing to start with? Because there are so many reasons. One is any business, irrespective of what size, what kind of a technology, what kind of a strategy, what kind of a capital investment you have, easy to start for everyone, and it's a global, number one. And very simple, and at the same time, it's a global and good in ROI. So that's the biggest thing about email marketing. And anyone can start the day one he decided to start. Okay, so that's one good thing about email marketing. Second reason I would like to tell you, it is when we decided to promote 100 business model, we try to do maximum common one. For example, some of the marketing, when we say, hey, it may not be suitable for affiliate marketing, it may not be suitable for e-commerce marketing. So there's an issue. So here, what we are going to do is email marketing, irrespective, including a YouTube channel. This email marketing is work. Okay. Another reason, I think one of the time I mentioned to you, the first product I personally bought was through an email marketing. Secondly, I think I told you about my B2B business marketing. When I sold the holidays packages to the corporate, it was purely 90% of my effort was email marketing. Just sending out every day morning, my routine was send out around 1,000 to 2,000 people email. Just a prospect email will tell you how you can do prospect email. And looking for around 6 to 7 people responding on it. That's it. So because I believe in a 3% global standard is now, it's a 0.3%. I taken as a 3% the reason because I refined the complete list, only the B2B segment record people. From that, I could dial up. So I have a complete conviction about email marketing works. Now, anytime, anything which I do online, since that email marketing is always my habit. That's a part of life. So email marketing does get you result. Now, the problem with the email marketing is, a lot of problem is, the first problem is to whom you send the email. How do you get the person email ID? And what kind of a quality you have? Internationally, the statistics says only 0.3% of the people are going to open the mail if you randomly send an email. 0.3%, which means you send 100 people, nobody opens. 1,000 people you send, you get a 3 people. 10,000, you get a 300 people, right? When you calculate that way, that's what exactly we need to realize it as. So 10,000 people, when we send an email, approximately 300 people will open the mail. I'm talking random mail, not even opt-in mail, okay? I'm talking about random mail, okay? So in this 300, if you are targeted in a proper way, you can expect a 3% or a 10% to convert on it. It depends upon a list on it. From there, again, you have to have payment collection. So that's a way you need to look into email marketing. So ROI is calculated, not number of email you sent, and on a conversion basis calculated. So that's the reason we need to professionally understand email marketing. Here, I'm not discussing about how you do any Gmail. Of course, Gmail, you can use it. You can do a corporate ID, you can have a group, or you can use a G Suite for marketing. But I'm basically here, we are referring or based on an ESP. Okay, this is an ESP we are promoting on it. Email service provider. So you use the email platform to promote your email marketing. Do your email marketing. Can I start with your existing commercial email? Of course, that's something you can do. But I'm not talking about simply you're doing that. We're talking about you professionally, doing on a systematic way, on a weekly, twice or thrice a campaign, reaching out to thousands of people and converting it. Your existing personal contact you're reaching, okay, that's just a beginning. Of course you can do, but that you cannot grow much. And you'll have a backfiring as well. So this is the part of email marketing I just wanted to give you, the intro part on it. Now, when you look at it as how the email overall it works. Now, before the internet was there, how the people are using, there is a post letter, we say, right? And sometimes initially it was writing, then people started drafting, then it comes to you in a physical form, maybe 1 week time, 2 days time, 3 days time. Even that's the time companies were using letters to sell the products and services. You think about those days, 25, 30 years ago, the companies do a mail marketing, how difficult it was for them. Think about it. So how lucky we are today to do an email marketing. Think about it now. If we are do a business that time is through a mail marketing. How many people now have to send in a physical letter, draft a letter, take a printout, or sometimes the printout is not. In some case, you have to type it and put in an envelope and paste. Go to the postal department, then sending and people receiving and doing. So versus that you covered today, how easy the same time effort and money and the time we will be able to do more than 100,000 emails instead of 1,000. Maybe we can do 100,000. That kind of a growth we have it now. We have that opportunity in front of us. So this the way when you look at it, email marketing today. There are so many commercial emails to use it for. I'm not referring this much. I'm talking about email service provider using it. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, the first thing is we need to build something called email list. That's the first step. So when you start sending an email, to whom you're going to send an email? So your prospects, your lead, right? You're not randomly sending to anyone. So you need to have a potential lead or a potential customers, or randomly you choose at least this segment will be there. Not you're shooting complete around millions of people. You look at the target audience and send an email. So this process of this set of an email ID, you collecting and keeping and categorizing it is okay. If I have, for example, you're running a B2C campaign you have a portal. So some of the product you may be targeting maybe young teenage girl. Some of the product you may be targeting for a young professional man, and maybe a location is different. So today, most of the time, if you use it, there's one other problem. If you're using normal Gmail, you cannot send out by location, it's automatically randomly take and send to everyone, whether it is your neighbor or this a person from different part of the continent. So this is a challenge. So this is a reason you need to have a list building, need to have an email IDs with us. And there are a lot of methods to do. So we are going to discuss that today, how you build your list today and tomorrow. I don't think so we can finish, because list building is a huge thing. And we need to do prospecting. Then we need to do a lead management. Then there is a process happening. So this is what exactly an email marketing. So as I mentioned last week, the first few days, we will go kind of a sneak peek. Then we'll come back again to email marketing. But the reason which we are start doing it today, like this, here is a complete, of course, many other things we can only start later. Now, the purpose for today, I'm saying email list. Now, today onwards, you'll work on a tool. So I'll show you a tool where you can collect the email IDs. It's targeted email IDs. You want a certain kind of an email ID, you can actually configure and extract the email IDs. So on a daily basis, you keep doing it another week or two. You have a lot of lists you build to send out email. So on a daily basis, start building the list. So that's the most important part for an email marketing. So list building is the first important part. Now, most important part all of you need to understand is communicate with your prospects. Building a relationship. Not one email you sent, you're not going to get a result sometime immediately. It might take more time. Now, but on a continuous basis, you can do frequency. It's up to you. Maybe in a week's time, in a month's time, maybe every alternative days. It depends upon the relationship you are building and the campaign style you have it. Okay, and the methods you are using and strategies you are using. Now, across the world, the market has accepted that email marketing works and email marketing doing, including every large companies also do, like an Amazon as well, do an email marketing very effectively, right? Now, this is one of the method to people to get back to them to our website. So someone come to the Google and came to your website and purchased something. Now he got the product. So how do you get back him to the site? So most of the companies, the thank you mail with vouchers and a loyalty program offers. So try to get him back to the site. That's one of the things heavily did that. Now majority of the visitors, when we say won't buy maybe in the first time, but actually they do buy on a regular basis when you do this one, and later say they may buy. Now, what are the benefits when we do an email marketing? First of all, it's very simple. As I mentioned, everyone can do. It's very simple. You don't have like a PPC campaign. You need to configure a lot of time. Even when you do a social media campaign, you need a post, you need a IDR-based content and an approval from the companies. The Facebook should approve when you to do post, and they'll ask you to change with the more image, with the less content. So much of things is complicated for us. Okay, simple. Is email marketing very simple. Anyone can do. Quickly you can start doing. Second one is it has a wide reach. You can reach across the globe wherever you want, and you can also configure to whom you want to send it. Now it's an excellent ROI when you really compare to all other advertisement method. If you have a fantastic list, it's going to give you good ROI. Now it's also improve the brand awareness, so you don't have to ask them to do every time. It's something to buy. Sometimes maybe it's just say hi and some wish them for a festival time or his birthday time, or maybe sometimes send us a news, sometimes kind of an update, something. Always you can create a relationship. Over a period of time, he might buy from us. That's a method. Second one is another good thing about email marketing is it's completely measurable. Now you send out an email. How many people open the mail? How many people open the mail? In an Android device, how many open in the iOS device, how many open a laptop, how many people forwarded, and how many people spent how much time on an email, and which link he clicked, and to whom he forwarded. The forwarded person actually is he opened or not? If he opened, to whom he forwarded, and what link he clicked. Based on a link he clicked, you understand which product he's interested. So like this, you can actually completely measure everything. So this is a good thing about email marketing. So you have a complete database, complete analytics for you to handle it as compared to many other campaigns. Now, the email marketing, the another reason, you can give it to respond quickly. So when sometimes some other campaign, you have to wait for the result to happen. Here, you need to give a reason for to do. You give a reason, they'll come back to us, right? And they respond faster. And it's a personalized message. You can address with his name. And even I can also customize based on the person, professional or psychographic and demographics. We'll be able to personalize his communication as well. And you can do more frequent communications, not like a telephonic marketing or other markets. You have email actually a certain level you can do more frequent. And usually the people forward the email. One person got it, you can see people forward and reach out. And it also reduces the the overheads cost compared to many other campaigns. So this, with this, keeping all this benefit in mind, so we can start email marketing, and which is a truly global. Anywhere in the world, we can actually send out in the email, and we have over 3.2 billion email accounts in the world. So all our potential customers, but we need to customize our avatar of the customers, our potential customers, and for them we need to try to do that one. Okay, so. Another good thing is previously the people used to say, I use an email, which means in a weekend, on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday, he go to cyber cafes or sometimes he's to the room and he check and say, that's what he's saying it was, I'll check the email. Maybe a lecture once in a week, twice in a week. But today, that people are configuring their email to their system, to their mobile device. Instantly, people check an email. So you get an instant response. And it's really growing. Everyone, more and more people are actually, their email is on their mobile phones, right? Now, email marketing campaigns, actually, the investment to the email marketing is a forecast of approximately $2 billion for this industry. You can see the opportunity which all of us is going to get. Now, one of the things which I'm going to share with you as a business idea, maybe today or tomorrow, I mean, more probably tomorrow, you can start your own email marketing company. You can help the people to start. And because why I'm mentioning it is you can see the industry is around $2 billion industry. Here you can start your own email marketing company. So that's one of the ideas I want to share with you. I would recommend, it's a completely completely an online business. You can automate everything. And so in a subscription model, it works. That's a good thing about it. Okay. And so one of the most effective tool to promote, that's another good, it's a promotion for the people to reach out to the more number of people. It's another part. Okay. Now, what are the strategy? There are different strategies we are going to discuss. What are the strategy you're using now? Email marketing, really work and you get a result. That's one thing all of you should accept. Now, first of all, the first step of the email marketing is you need to have a bulk email marketing software solution. Please do not use your personal email or even a G Suite user. There is an upper limit of 25 email IDs. In an hour, in a day, there is an upper limit. And you cannot do the various things I spoke to, the measurable things may not be possible. So that's the reason we need to go and use kind of an ESP, email service provider, or a reliable bulk email marketing software as well. Now, when the most important thing part is you should be able to do a lot of customization when you finalize these kind of companies. I'll recommend a couple of them. You can actually, I'll also show you the step-by-step method. And you can also have a complete tracking where what is happening, everything is, etc. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, the mailing list, we should be import here because you have an email list somewhere and you need to put into the platform and filtering them, it is important. Now, let's say you have around 10,000 people email IDs. So you want to send it to 10,000 people emails. Now, the problem is all the 10,000 people you really don't want to send because some of the information is not relevant to others. For example, you're talking about one offer for a particular country. So you need to filter with the country based. So you need to have a software for this. You may not have otherwise email you cannot keep this way. And then you filter and send it. So this is one of the things important when you are started doing a professional way. It is the most of the problem that many people think I can do with my Gmail, you can do with them. That's okay, a certain level you can do, But as a campaigns, as to reaching out to millions of people or thousands of people on a regular basis, we need to have an email service platform to be used. And we need to have a large number of database of our clients to do the same. Okay. Now, when you look at it as 2020, we cannot neglect email marketing, and people are growing across the globe. And more number of people are using regularly the email part, right? Now, it's also, it's important for us to understand how effectively you can do. In that part, you need to have a different kind of a list. So first of all, a verified opt-in list. This one, you may not give a much importance when you see this, but you need to believe that many of the email service providers only allow you to send an email of the opt-in list. So what is exactly opt-in list? Now, when you go to a website, you might have seen that capture your email ID and I'll accept you, will make you are opting for their email. You can see their button saying that is you agree to receive the updation from us. Then there's unsubscribe button. You also should have unsubscription. Unsubscribing can be done. So verified opt-in list is what? Verified opt-in list. Now, when I come to the website of yours, I put my email ID and that email is verified. It's not just by spelling mistake. Maybe I just put randomly, I want to get an access. So first of all, why should I give you my email ID? So you need to have a reason to collect the people email ID. So to make an opt-in email ID, so you need to, to give a reason for me, to give you, like maybe you offer me a gift, you may be offer me a bonus, you may offer a voucher, you may offer ebooks, or you may offer saying that newsletters, or you say that you get a free access, or sometimes you get subscriptions. So there are so many different things we get it this one. Okay, so we will have to get an opt-in list. So there are strategy we'll discuss with you. Most of the time, your website should have something called a downloadable ebooks. You say, I'll give you ebook free. So you download it, say, I'll send you an email. So automatically you're verifying your email. You might have seen many of the things which you download. They'll send you, give me your email and I'll send it to you by email. So by that time, they will actually verifying your email and you becoming opt-in, and you become something called double opt-in, because double opt-in is basically now you said to them, I'm ready to receive an email from you, which is an email ID you give it. Then they will verify that email. Thank you very much for opting. Please click here to verify. So that is called double opt-in. So that's a very important step we need to have. As we discussed about the digital asset, how you can increase your website value. One of the most important value proposition value you get for your website is because of number of double opt-in list you have. You may not have much value on opt-in list, and if your random list have very less value, but your double opt-in list you have a huge value. Number of people subscribe to your newsletters with the double opt-in as a good value. So we need to have a double opt-in list, and that should be your objective, the initial. Now itself, we need to start working on it. So those who already have a website, you know that there is a newsletter subscription button. You can actually start offering the newsletters and people opt in. Now, email also come with a lot of regulations these days. There are very strict regulations. So we are not supposed to send an email to many of the countries unless they agree, unless they opt and agree with you. If you send it, it's not only just a fine, it is actually a criminal offense in many of the countries. So like some of the rules, like a Canadian rule is a very most strict one, and now some of the European country also started doing the same. So you cannot randomly send an email to the people and get into trouble. So we need to have an opt-in list and double opt-in list. Now, every opt-in list or a double opt-in list, people should be able to unsubscribe. It's called opt-out and double opt-out. So normally someone says that, okay, I wanted to opt out because too much of repetition or so much of information and your frequencies is more. So people might opt out. So when you opt out, so there you need to have an idea why he's opt out. So there's an opt out note, why you want to know. So a friendly message will give them, because that's important. He might come back again, but people should have a freedom. So every email ID should have an unsubscribe button. Every email should have an unsubscribe button. It's as per the rule. We need to give that freedom to the party. So the people verify, become double opt-in. The same people unsubscribe. They do one level, it's called opt-out, and the 2 level, it's called double opt-out. 2 level means he's unsubscribed, then send us, we received a request, you are going to opt out, please confirm you want to opt out. So it's called double opt-out. So this is list building, the primary part of this one. Then spam, as you know, the spam. And we need to work on very hard on a spam part, and various strategies to be used on a fast part. And we should be very professionally doing and systematically doing, organized way doing to avoid various spam part. Now, how do we build an opt-in list? This is the biggest challenge everyone say. And there is no option, but you have an ROI. It's a good ROI for you. Okay. Now, how do you collect an opt-in list? You need to have a focus today on one. This is exactly one of the reasons I tell you. Now, tomorrow when you do an email campaigning, so based on a number of lists, actually, I recommend everyone to have a 10,000 people list now. Okay, so 10,000 people, the list is a goal which you're going to set. Okay, so maybe another 25 days we'll discuss. All the mentees, please discuss with this goal with your mentors to have a 10,000 list with you. So how do you get a 10,000 list now? So there are so many methods we can have it. One of the tools I'll give you today, and where you can start working and extract the exact people you wanted. Okay, that's once we finish this part. And secondly, if you have website, your social media, you have email IDs, you have email you are regularly using. All these places, you can start making a list. List number one, first list is you should have it is your email itself, right? So one is your email, that's a contacts. So that's your email. Okay, so that's the first thing. But that may not be your targeted client. So your targeted client, you need to start doing, you're going to the groups or your website you already have. The website you put something, downloadable product or a giveaway booklet or a newsletter subscription or a vouchers or a coupon or even a simple survey. You can do all these things. You will be able to collect the data, collect the opt-in list on that. So this is the goal. I want you to start working around 10,000 email IDs. We start collecting. So there are, you can, the multiple, not one source alone. Start with the first list, start with your existing contact list of your email. Then you can also use an add-on, which is I'm covering and show you how you can use an add-on to extract the email IDs which you have. That is basically, from your by using a different tools, actually you can extract the email IDs for your email people sent you. So you know that there are so many people sent you an email, you're not responded, and it's not there in your contact as well, but they sent you an email. So this email, you can actually, what you can do by using a tool, you can extract and use it. Okay, this is what is it? This is one of the method of you can start building a list. Second method is basically when you come out with some kind of a survey asking about, hey, I'm planning to do this one, or maybe something related to your niche. Create a survey, maybe in surveymonkey.com or maybe Google form, whichever you're comfortable with. Send out, and the people respond. That's your email ID. So that is another way of collecting a list. And over a period of time, one day you're not going to make it 10,000. One day you may be 100, 200, 300, 500. In 10 days, it becomes 5,000, right? Maybe 35 days or 50 days, it may become 10,000. It's up to you how fast you'll be able to do. And you can process it and take it from social media. There is a different method from social media. You can take an email of the people. And sometimes people gives you directly, and sometimes some groups gives you details. Some groups will add you into the group. So like that various method, you can have a opt-in list is keep increasing. But believe me, this is important to do any kinds of a large campaign. So I would like you to set a goal, those who are participating in the championship, at least 10,000 lists with you to do a campaign part. Okay, over a period of time, you must have that one. Now this emails, if you can have with names, the name, of course, opt-in list, definitely you can have a easy to have. But some case you only have an email. Over a period of time, them to convert them with a name, they give you more details, and so that's an important aspect. Okay, now this to get this kind of a name, as I mentioned, you need to give them a value. Nobody's going to give their permission to send them an email. You need to show them an interest. You need to show them something you're giving them free. So you can give a free books, reports, or some videos, or some tools, some vouchers, some coupons for them to utilizing and doing it. Now, once you do this one, you want a lot of people to respond to you. So you introduce your, introduction about some products and services which make a call to action, which makes them a response. You can also do, most personalized and do it is and relevant to the person. So someone mail you what is relevant to you, interest you, so that you get a response. This is an important part. Now you also keep a bonus tips in your email. Not necessarily financial benefits. You may say benefits of drinking coffee, or benefits of drinking something, or how you can protect, how you can increase immunity, and what are the fruits you can eat for it. Like this kind of a bonus tips. Or if it's a share trader, the investment advice on it, or maybe a digital marketer, tips on some tools on that part. So it depends upon what the person is doing. So you need to keep giving them kind of a tips for it to do this one. Okay. Now, another important thing, now email is integrated with other social media. You send an email, it will land in their email as well as their LinkedIn profile or their social media profile. That's why it's got. So social interaction is increased like anything. So it is, it's a huge opportunity for us to reach out to large media, and people also share. That is again. So whatever it is now, social media is increasing, but old-fashioned email marketing is the safest channel now. Okay. Now there's something called email marketing analytics. So how do you get something called open rate? First of all, there is something called email sent and delivered. How many email delivered? You have found something not delivered. Sometimes now it's not reached. So there are a few days later it reaches on a queue on a server, etc. This also happened. Now the most important part when you look at it is the open rate. How many people are opening this email? So how many people got delivered, then opened? How many people opened and read that email? Based on a length of the email, and you can derive number of seconds or a number of minutes he spent on it. So you can assume that is he read and good. Secondly, he clicked on something, you will understand from which line that clicked and got it, right? So it's important. Now here, this way, we will have a, what do you say, a kind of an idea what is happening there. Then the click to open, based on that, you need to have a CRM, then to have a remarketing system, a retargeting system. We should have it as the part of this. That's the reason the campaign has to be in a kind of a wheel, it should be a circle. So you're just only doing an email marketing campaign, you must have a other option as well. Okay, so this is one of the things, important part. Now, something called email newsletters. So what is exactly an email newsletters? Now, you know that you get a lot of email newsletters. Now, you subscribe the emails. And interestingly, around 7 to 8% of they have a email newsletter has a good conversion. I forgot to mention to you. When I said 3% of the people only, 0.3% is the response rate. But a newsletter is more than 6%. That's the reason I don't count as an email. It's a newsletter we are treating as a complete one. Okay. I mentioned as a newsletter marketing. So newsletter has to be different. And every month or every week, you need to have a regular email. So this is another goal I want you to set now. The goal number 2, it is you need to have at least once in a week. That's the minimum thing I recommend, to have a newsletter. And you also think about what are the things you cover. You need to plan much ahead and putting to that email newsletter going. And the email newsletter it's important, the information you are giving, and when people can click there and buy it. So newsletters, it gives a lot of good result. So you need a list, number 1. You need to have a good design and good content and frequencies, and you have a subscribers. So you need to start getting subscriber on it. Okay. Now this one, as I mentioned, you set a goal once in a week, you understand it, or once in a month. Perfect. Okay, but you want to have a good response. I recommend to have once in a week a newsletter to go. And plan that way. Newsletter once in a week. Initially, I agree, maybe a few people, but over a period of time, you have more. And one place in a weekly newsletter, you can cover so many other aspects on it. Okay. Now, there is a law and ethics on email marketing. This is very, very important for all of us to understand. But we'll take things for granted, because many times we'll get into trouble. First of all, now most of the email service providers, if you are using to send an emails, unless it's a dedicated, most of the cases they'll ask you in dedicated IP to send it. Plus, they'll also verify it's an opt-in list or not. So that's our biggest challenge we have now. So we need to have opt-in list is the keyword. If you wanted to survive in the market and do marketing and email marketing, you need an opt-in list. So that's the first thing. Now, there is a lot of email rules. A couple of the examples I'll tell you. One is, we are going to cover something like GDPR compliance. So it's a very, very strict rule. We'll separately discussing. So I'm not discussing that today, but 2 rules which I tell you, which make you understand how important it is, the rule. Now, as I mentioned, the first country in the world come with a stricter rule on email marketing is Canada. So to Canadian government, say that is, unless the customer, unless the prospects, unless an individual agree to receive your commercial email, you are not supposed to send you an email. Then they're not satisfied, they'll fine you. They'll ask it is a criminal offense. So you as a person, any part of the world, you send it a Canadian, they can actually sue you. They do or not, that's a different thing, but it's as a rule, and very strict rule. So you cannot do, and because this rule is kind, many of the email service providers will not allow you to do campaigns to Canadian clients. They say you don't have a solicitor there. So that is an important aspect. So depends on the country, it changes. Now, another interesting rule is India has a law. Now, you think it is not much rules on that. Even India has a rule side. So they use something called email bombing. What is email bombing? To one person, repeatedly you are sending an email. There's such a short period called email bombing. It's not allowed. It's again a criminal offense, which means I'm sending you every 10 minutes an email. And it's in 2 hours, I exceeded number of emails, which is more than permissible. I forgot the duration on it. So then the email receiver can actually complain against me, saying that I'm getting. So sometimes this not intentionally, sometimes we do this mistake. When we have a campaign and we have a deadline is happening and things are happening around us, we might usually do multiple campaign, and a person email ID will be there when always in that. So we keep repeating the mails to them. That makes a big challenge. That's the reason we need to take care of filtering, and we need to have a frequency also. We need to, of course, we need a good analytics for this aspect. Now, once you are familiar with the rules, you also should have a subscribe button. You need to do disclaimers. You need to have signatures. You need to, how do I say? You need to auto response. All the things once you set up, then you need to go for an email optimization and testing aspect. When you go for optimization and testing, and the deliverability, that's the first thing you should do. And optimizing an email, which includes this to be delivered, do not go to promotion, should not go to spam. So you should not use a certain kind of words. You should not use a certain links. You should not use a certain kind of image. And then you need to try to get the people in inbox by utilizing this method. And you should have a good range of open rates. And of course, there is a optimizing for conversion also is important. So you send out a common email, how many people are going to convert on it? This is an important part. There are a few do's and don'ts we need to take care. That is number one, and subject line. Do not exceed more than 50. That's what people say. So that's maybe the response which is receiving the market study says that prepare to have 50. And every email should have some kind of a call to action. Maybe buy something, maybe book something, maybe inquire something, maybe register for something, or download something, or maybe apply for something. So you need to keep some kind of a call to action for this purpose. And you multicolor, around 2 to 3 color people are recommending. And people say the trust factor is more when your logo, you're putting upper left corner. So that's a feeling people has it. So when you design your email marketing template, it can be out in the center. So it depends upon how you feel it is, and keep it on that. Now, before you start doing this email campaign, you need to check out the offer you're giving out, and when they read what their prospect is, how they judge on it, if they respond, how you handle it is, and if they say something else, how an inquiry in addition, how do you handle, etc. Now, you also make sure that is you match with your industry standard. Some cases, you might say, hey, I have an exciting offer at 10%. So, for example, another client, your competitor is giving 50%. So he will not value your email. Even Cathy is responding back and saying, he'll forward you another email. So make sure that is, the industry standard, and you're following the content-wise, even the standard and the quality, etc. You're maintaining on it. And you also think about the legality of the broadcasting time. This also you need to take care on it. So this is once you're done, making sure the content is there, then you have to choose which email service provider you use. You can use multiple, but always better to use one, because you have entire data in one place, and you can also connect with your CRM, and you also connect with your websites or a mobile application, and you can keep doing on it. So you need to plan the email campaign with the deliverables, which is will reach it. The moment it reaches, then you can expect a 0.3%. When you say we send out 1,000 email, only delivered 700, then again a 0.3%. Not that time that 300 is not minus. So still you get only 700, 0.3% or 700. So you get only 2.1%. So even though you send 1,000 email, so that's the statistics we should look into, and we try to do that one. Now, how do you create an effective email campaign? First of all, building a trust with subscribers. The moment a person subscribes, many people know they say that we don't share with others. So many people know the people sell the data, and people share the data. All the things are a big concern for the people nowadays. That's also many other people are reluctant to give a real email ID. Most of the people has a 2 email ID, one you give to people, and a kind of a garbage to keep it, right? So once you use for your professional and personal purpose. And many other people use emails as a kind of a cloud system as well. So that's there in the cloud. That's what you keep everything, your document, your resume, your passport copies and your bank documents, everything you keep in them. It's there whenever you want, you can access it. So use as a cloud asset. So now here is the people who are subscribing. So they know that they're going to have you're going to have their data. So it comes to you, to your website and to your database. You need to make sure that you don't misuse it and you don't share with others. Now this email and frequency, when you subscribe, he's expecting a good valuable thing. So instead of keep sending a lot of garbage, send them a valuable thing. The tips and everything is important. So you need to build the trust with the people to opt in your email, subscribe, and continue as a subscribers. Now, as I mentioned, now this is very important for you to have a subscribers in a large scale. You know what is one of the benchmark if you're planning to flip your website. Is important part. Now, you also should have a very good content. You need to engage people. Not know many of the people don't read. You need to engage them through putting it a good content as well. Okay. Now, then you need to improving your email, offers values. Every email you give them good offers and good tips. Who will wait for email? There are many email subscribe. I subscribe in monthly email and weekly email. I wait for in the weekends. Every weekend he send a subscription. So I wait for because the information updates. He update in a particular segment. And over it, I think last 3 years, I'm continuously waiting. Every time, hey, how come you don't have most of it on the weekend, in the morning, my cheese with his emails? Because it's a real good updations of 1 week, and you get okay. So this very important to have a value. Because why I'm waiting? Because I have value. I have good information coming. Some cases maybe bonus. Some cases maybe a result. Maybe a kind of a tips. And so anything can be. So basically, you should have a value to provide to the consumers. Okay, that's important part. Now, if you're planning for a kind of social media marketing, a viral plan, your email marketing should be part of that campaign. You cannot get away with that one. So remember this point. Now, once you do this email then there is something called conversion and performance metrics. The conversion happening, how many people really buying, and we are making profit. That's important. And we have to measure that performance aspect of it. Now, sometimes we do mistakes. There's many mistakes. Sometimes date will miss out. Sometimes link will change. Sometimes offers will be repeated because so many emails are. So correction email, you should know that is immediately you have to correct yourself. It depends upon the seriousness of the mistakes you have done, offer is done. So make sure that is sending a correction email. Now, as an entrepreneur, how do you look at the email marketing here? So first of all, you discover the different parts of email. Your subject line is very important. The second line after salutation is important. Fourth line is important. And fifth line is also equally important. So this is the way you need to set up your email when you are writing. So that's why the expert says there people take a call to action. So subject line, based on subject line, people decide to open the email. So a fantastic subject line is great. And AI, artificial intelligence, give you a fantastic these days. So you can actually give a lot of tips on that when automatically the subject line comes that way. Okay. Now, the email content is very, very important to convey in the crisp message, very short and see to do providing that. And a strong call to action. Now, if you got a mail, yes, you got a good offer. What to do? Book it now. The surprise. Deadline is 31st. And today 30th. So you should, only 1 day left. Only 2 stocks are only for people registering. Only people registering with mobile numbers. Something do with a strong action to have this one. Okay. Now you can also have an auto response. Like a vacation setting, we can use an auto response. Even you can have a reply buttons. You can also call survey buttons. Everything is possible in the part of it when you send an email to them. So the most important part, when you are in touch with the customers, and you make sure that you in the future also keep with them. So sometimes they may not be comfortable. Sometimes you allow them to unsubscribe, but send them a friendly unsubscribe note. Okay, thank you very much being subscribed to our email. Now we are going to miss you. You are opting out. Okay, and then some people even also tell you, sir, you are opting out. Now we notice you are going to miss these events or these series of things. You're going to miss you really. A friendly note, okay, sending them. It's important them to come back. You also look into why they unsubscribe. That's a good lesson. Why the people are unsubscribing? Maybe because of frequency. The more frequent email you send, that may be one of the reasons. So keep in this mind. So now, once all this, this kind of tip when you take it, the more important is people. The world is today multi-device world. They access the mobile through mobile. They'll access. They also have an iPad. They also have a watch. They also have a specs. They also have a laptop. So all these places people might access their emails. And it's also email is today connected very closely with the social medias, and people are going to do a delivery engagement based on auto 3, 4, 5 levels. People do auto response, and AI used a robotics one to get a response on it. Okay, this is important part. The most important part is now, I think I really recommend you all the email service providers access something called location-based marketing. You want only to send out an email on particular region assigned to you, or only the particular cities you market to, or only particular region you are catering to, or maybe a campaign specific. Only that's offered for only for a certain thing, or maybe a offer only targeted to particular country, like a Chinese New Year time. The product your message you are only targeting Chinese New Year, so you are only targeting Chinese in the February month for because of the New Year. So you target and completely on a location based and offer that. And usually all the email marketing is centralized method, so you'll understand what other communication is doing. And of course, it should be a smart content. It's people should be able to quickly get it and take a decision faster. Call to action is there, etc., etc. This is an important part. Now, you wanted to explore with say with your viral marketing aspects. So you can reach out. You send to one person, he'll also share. So now today you're sending to many people and many people to share with many people. So once your email is powerful, you know that you share email sometime and you get an email people sharing with it. If somebody's communication is so powerful, you get that one. So think about how you can get that one sharing from the people to do this one. Okay. Now, also you have to replicate what the message you are doing about. For example, you are doing in a radio campaign, you are doing a social media campaign. Your email also replicate, and you also rate that is maybe a kind of a link, or maybe some extra button, or maybe an image added, or maybe status added, something like that. We need to always have. Now, so all the things you might have understood now by this time, all this analytics, click-through rate, everything we need to have a measurable analytics. Everything is possible only when we have a proper email marketing software. So as you know, this is not possible or normal Gmail to send this one. So how do we handle this one? Email marketing software aspect. Okay. Now, there are different email marketing tools we can use it. So when you use it, email marketing tools, there are a lot of platforms where you can use and start doing it. Now, one is such an example when you say it's a MailChimp. So what is a MailChimp? MailChimp is basically a software that gives you can send a multiple email, completely newsletters you can do. Even you can do automated campaign, even which can be integrated with the CRM. And based on the website actions, you can actually do it as even a transaction emails you can send with a MailChimp. Now, it's a very simple to use software. That's a good thing. And you get a lot of access to email marketing and tools. Now, what are the major functions of the MailChimp? I would like you to try and open it. There's a free account you can open. Now, so you can design your own the theme or the color, everything based on the template they have. And you can decide the content. You can lay out and all everything you can do it. Now, you can also automate the many campaigns. You can say based on a location you wanted to go a message like this, based on a response you wanted to go something like that. Someone downloaded this version, I wanted to send a next mail like this, and someone clicked one link, you get another message. So it depends upon the things you can actually automate completely through MailChimp. Now, before you go and do in public, you can actually do a preview and testing, so you understand how it's look like and what is the response, etc. And you can also do something called A/B testing, where you check it based the option, which option is better for you to market on it. Now, when you keep a campaign, you can actually choose which location you wanted to send it. That depends on the campaign you're doing. It's not bulk email when you send all the mails, all the people. No. Selectively, you should be able to do and send it. And you can actually validate the location as well. So sometimes the people give you the email ID. You don't know what's this location. So this software, which you can go and validate the location. So you know how many people are from Qatar, how many people are from China, how many people are from Europe, how many people are from India, how many people are from US, all the things you can do, and even a city specific you can have. So you can even validated location you can have. So you can have a completely location based campaign. You know that is especially in a niche time or maybe geographical location is so important to reach out to people. Now, you can also do settings for a date and time to reach out to people and automate the, when the reply to go, next mail when to go, and after 12 o'clock what to do, before 12 o'clock what to do. Like that you can do. Monday to Tuesday you can actually configure. Monday to Sunday you can configure. So many options you have for automating. And it's also give you complete analytics. How many people opened, how many people seen it on devices, how free, again, they come back to this, once they read it, again, they visited or not, they forwarded or not, they read or not. All the things is a part of your analytics aspect as well. Now, you can actually access the campaign report from there, and how many people opened, how many clicks you got it, and what's the open rate, and how many how many complaints you have it. People told you about it. Please don't send an email. Please subscribe. Like this also, you can actually all the things you can view in one place and get the answer on. Now, MailChimp, when you look at it, is not that expensive, and they have a free account as well. You can actually start with a free account and try yourself. It's of course a premium that's quite costly, $200, $300. But up to standard package, you want to send it at only $14. But I would like you to try with a zero. You try with zero how it's working. But when you go to MailChimp, there's a problem. The list, which we discussed now, how you build a list. So now you understood of the email marketing. You have a lot of, it's a great opportunity. If you do 30 minutes on a daily basis on email marketing, that's a good significant progress on a daily basis you make for your website. Just 30 minutes on email marketing. That's it, sending and replying, planning a campaign, etc. Now, this plan, when you take it as a free plan, around 2,000 contacts, you can have it. So you can get that one. So you don't have to pay anything. It's a free of cost. Now, you can actually link with the CRM if you're using any of the CRM, you can integrate the MailChimp. And it is a step you can completely automate it. And you wanted to have a template, other things, you can do. And even MailChimp also start coming out with a lot of domain and facilities, etc. You want to use, you can use it, otherwise leave it, okay. And there is a landing page. They'll help you to set up. Yesterday we discussed a landing page and funnels. You can do that one. And there are forms also can be used with the MailChimp platform itself. So how do you start an email campaign with a MailChimp? So first of all, go to www.mailchimp.com and you can see, you can actually sign up for free. Click on sign up for free. Once you click on, they'll ask you to sign up with a Gmail or whichever the email ID you have. You sign up that. Then set up your profile. They'll ask your email ID, phone number, address, where you belong to, what password you set, and you wanted to upload your photo. You can upload the photo and set up on. Once you're done, then you create your campaign. So in the creating a campaign, you can choose various options, various templates, and you can set up a target audience. You can set up a campaign. You can say automations. You can do location, and you can integration or additional integration you want. You can actually do that as well. Now you can also have a submenus. The email part. Click on that on a submenu. Then you can put a name of the campaign. Maybe with the date you can put it in future purpose. Okay, this is a name for a webinar promotion. So this is for this one. Actually, you can do that one. Now, to, from, and subject. You can mention that is based on that entire. You're sending out 10,000 people automatically taken with the person's name. It will be customized from which is coming, and subject line also you can customize for different people. Then you could design the email. Depends. They give you a lot of templates. You want to design yourself, or you get it professionally done. You can take any other drop service or any other company like where you can do. And you use the layout and the templates. Various template layout you can choose, and you want to edit, you can do. And for example, they give you, depends upon the purpose you are doing. Like it says, you're selling something, so different template, and you have something kind of announcement. There's a different template, and you are doing a follow-up or education, or you're giving a tips, etc. That is as a different template. So different template for different per campaigns. You can take that one. Now you can actually add your own content and design and send to the people on it. Now you can actually do a test mail first to understand where it's going, how it's going, etc. You can also do that. Now you can also schedule send now and choose a schedule. Or maybe I want you to do working hours next day morning 9 a.m. late night. You want to send it out, or maybe you want to configure over next Sunday. It's possible on. Now, the very important part before you go to next campaign, the first thing you should do, the result of the campaign. How many people got the mail? How many people opened? How the click-through rate? How many people registered something? How many people bought something? This is part of our analytics. Now, so you know that is this kind of a platform. This is freely available to us. Now, the most important three things is very, very important to do. Email marketing, which I discussed earlier. And what is a list building? Second is a prospecting. Third one is a lead management. So we are going to spend a lot of time. I don't think that today we can cover completely. We continue tomorrow. But what is the first thing is you need to start working. As we mentioned, the list building is one of the very, very important aspect of the email marketing. Now, in the list building, when you look into the first part, as I mentioned, that you set a goal, this many lists you wanted. This list, you will find so much of this, difficult to get the list to your account. So, and also most important part is these lists. If you look at the organic method which we are talking about, it takes time. So you cannot buy the list. Actually, there's a database. You may not know the accurate one. It's not an opt-in. So one of the best thing is you use the various tools, which I'll introduce you. You can actually collect their email IDs and start prospecting and get them as a list. So you start building a list, do prospecting and building a list. And there's something called lead management. Because when you start prospecting, let's say you have 100 products you have. Now, the person who's getting back to you asking about one particular product, so you'll understand what kind of a product he's interested in. And you also understand the country which where is in. You also understand what kind of a price range he's looking in. So all the things is a part of a lead. Another thing is about somebody who wanted to buy now some products, that immediate customers. Somebody asking about his communication you can derive. He's not an immediate customer. He might take time to buy it. So all the things are part of a lead management. So for email marketing, these three things become very important: list building, prospecting, and lead management. Now, what is exactly prospecting and lead management? Now, what is prospecting? Then we come to lead management. Okay, list building, as you know, you're building an opt-in list or a double opt-in list for your business purpose. You can set a goal every 3 months. You increase. Now, immediately, I want you to set a goal of start with the 10,000. It has to go to the few years from now, maybe 100,000 or 1 million. We can have. If you have think about it, you have a 1 million opt-in list. It's a fantastic to do an online business, right? So start with the prospecting for that. Now, basically, what exactly prospecting? Prospecting is you are searching to the potential customers or a clients or a buyer of the products to develop a business or a new business. Now, it's a B2B. You developing a business, sometimes buying a product. So you are searching for a potential customers. How do you search and where do you search? And get those clients to make your opt-in list. So first is leads and prospects. How do you differentiate this leads and prospects? So leads is basically a potential customers who already express the interest in your company. They are already ready to buy. Maybe sometime a product, maybe a service. And now through certain behavior, maybe you'll not say directly, but based on a behavior you understand he's interested in. For example, he downloaded the report, or he inquired about something, or he liked the social media, or he subscribed to certain channel, or he interacted in the blog, or he downloaded an ebook. All the things you understand, even sometimes he explicitly expresses, I'm interested in. So this is called a lead. So you have a prospecting, then you go to lead. So now when we have a lead, that's then very next level of conversion, right? Now, this to happen, it's organically, as I mentioned, it's a very long time process. We use different tools to do that one. So when we're using tools, you can the tools, you can efficiently build the list, very targeted list you can do, and very professionally you can do, and the people are real genuine thing you can get it, and through social networking you can actually get this one. Now, how do you get this list on it? Now, when you browse through, now one of the tools I'll tell you is something called Get Profile. So, like, explain to you how do you use it a bit later. So, example is you take this is a prospecting engine. So, Get Profile is a prospecting engine. So, it help you to get the contact information of the person. Contact information, majorly. Now, here we are talking about the email ID. So, if you get an email ID, so we know this one actually you can actually add it to the list, or you can actually reach out to him to make him to the opt-in list. This both is possible. So Get Profile is a kind of a prospecting engine where you can get the people contact information. So how do you get that one? So you can actually to get the details. Many other people's email ID based on what they have something called corporate email ID. So for example, if you look at me, I'm using a CEO@tedim.qa. So my company name, and that's a URL, and there I have something called CEO or a CFO or a CMO or a VP, like that will be added there, right? So one is that way, and you can also based on a location you can collect data, based on a phone number you can also have data you can have. So you can actually build the prospects by using this tool and import hundreds and thousands of contacts, not one or two, thousands of contacts. You can actually download in seconds. That's even 10,000 is easy to do. So in a few seconds you can do that. So it's automatically enrich your, get this data, and then later you can actually start communicating. And this, when you download based on a location, like what we discussed about yesterday, psychographic and demographic. Demographic wise, definitely you can download the complete email database. And you can actually, even this can be treated as a business, like we discussed, email service, marketing software is a business idea. Same way, this also can be kind of a business idea. So how do you do this prospecting steps? First is, of course, the research. We need to start understanding where it is available. So first is, you should know the tools. I'll show you some tools like a Get Profile, how you can use it. So you need to find out the relevant source and the tools to do it. And you also map out the market. Yesterday, we spent a time, remember now the question come back. What's your market, right? Which one, to whom you're targeting? So when you are trying to get the email IDs, give me 1,000 email ID. What kind of email ID you want? And for the location you want, what kind of a profession you want, what kind of ethnicity you want, what the age group, what the gender, all the things is important, right? So map out here the market. Then once you map out it, determine the prospect is workable. So this is a useful. If I get a friend, do you think I can reach them? I can respond to them. This is an important part. Then prioritizing that people list when you're coming to whom you want to start doing first. Because when I say 10,000 email ID, first day you're not going into 10,000. So you want to prioritize the best one you wanted to do it. So that's the reason. The next is a prioritize. Once you start getting this is, once you get the tools, once you start using the tools, once you start building a list, you need to prioritize. Prioritize which location you want to target first, which category you want to target. I would like you to go back to avatar of the customer, the site. Now, we discussed the different avatars, right? When we discussed about the 10 avatars, which category you wanted to go first? You have to, because we have 24 hours. Out of the 2 hours you're working or 4 hours you're working, and you're creating this. So you need to have a prioritizing what kind of a category you wanted to go first. Now, you make categorize like a high, medium, and low. So I want a maximum number of people this or medium level, and you can do this one. And the important part is you need to connect with the decision maker. So this is another important part. When especially in the B2B, as I told you earlier, and I send 100 to 200 emails a day, and I used to send to the vice presidents, I send to the chief marketing officer or a marketing manager, vice president marketing, CEOs and directors of these companies. If I send to randomly an email to the people who's handling customer care or entry level or gatekeepers, we don't get even respond. They don't even respond. They don't even reply. So we get frustrated. So that's the reason we need to really target the people who are decision makers, who are chairmen, CEOs, and vice president, directors, and senior level marketing executives. These are the people if you are a B2B segment. Even you are sending it to B2C, you need to have a decision makers. You're sending to someone, then he shall have purchasing capacity. He'll take a decision on behalf of the family to purchase some products. So all the things, decision makers you're sending is a very important part. Now, prepare the outreach to reach out to this. How the prospect business, I find the person's, the reason to connect. So now you get the contact. So one of the things before you start doing it is, how do you get this connection? Sorry. Now, the first touch, how first time you are going to touch with them. So that's the time you should have a good trust. He should not reject you. He should not block you. He will not get angry with you. And make sure that this kind of a list, if you can make it, you'll be able to respond, you'll be able to do and get this one. Okay. Now, you need to personalize because, the random email people don't really like it. You need to completely personalizing that your email with ID, his name, with a designation, and not only one place. The email marketing software even give you different option. Now, what's say, dear so and so first, then in between line, hey, you don't believe Mr. So and so, and us, in between every paragraph, everywhere in a couple of places, you more personalization and more occasion based or location based or organization based on personal life. You try to personalize that. And you should be relevant for him because the people open the email relevant and it should be on a timely basis, right? Now, we are using a platform, but make sure that your content and everything, we act as a human. People wanted to communicate with human. We don't like to do a robot one, right? We don't want to have a communication on one. Now, here is when you send an email, don't try to sell. Again, a 70-20-10 principle of the email market, so social media. It's also relevant here for you to do that one. Okay, so it's important aspect. And people actually always wanted not a cold email, it's a kind of a warm email to get it. And they really wanted, as I mentioned, engaging subject and personal opening line. This is very, very important even to your prospecting. Not much. Earlier we spoke about opt-in list. Here we are talking about not even opt-in list. You extract it from the tool, then you are establishing creating the connection. Then you are making a list. So hope you understood the process. So then clear the call to action. Make sure that is what you wanted him to do. He wanted to subscribe and everything is important aspect. Okay. Now, with this one, you need to establish the rapport with him. So when you send an email, he don't like it, he rejects you, he unsubscribe you, or when he blocks you, or he put you to the suspicious, all the things is wrong. Now, you leverage the points you wanted to talk to him, etc. And you also create a curiosity. He has to reply to you, or he has to subscribe you, or he has to download something from your mail, or he click on your link because you create a curiosity. Now, once you create a curiosity, also wrapping up is important. It's a properly good, wrap it up, and you should feel like a gift is receiving is very important. Now, this is the important part. You need to do this repeated. It's not one time. It's not easy. So that's exactly I said. You have a good list. It's just enough for you to make money. But the list building is a challenging one. So this you need to repeatedly do on a daily basis. That's the reason if you are working at 4 hours, I would like to recommend you to have 30 minutes to 1 hour for email marketing. So you can see around 20-25% of your time you need to spend. So that's important. The rest of the 100 things which I'm going to talk about, it's less than. So that's important we are giving for email. And email marketing is one of the best strategy to do. So you need to do repeat again and again the same. That's a step 5. Then you think about activities generated and value prospecting, how the process is really working, and you're getting a good database, if people are subscribing or not, or you have wasted a lot of time or not. So whatever it is worked for you, whichever the type of a customer is, help you to get this one, so that you repeatedly do. And so that is an important aspect. Okay. So the prospect list include. Now, for example, if you are looking, you can actually use this tool, get a company name. So, you want to know, okay, I want to know someone from Qatar Airways, or I want to know someone from Google, or some industry wise you want to do. I want to know from hospitality industry or the purchase managers, or maybe a procurement, director, or I just I want to reach out as someone, some company, something like that, or maybe I want to a gynecologist, the doctors, someone with a specialization or a company name or a website ID or industry, we can actually build a prospect list. I think it's an exciting thing for you, right? Now you can also see that is you wanted to see a company with 100 employees, or I wanted to talk to some companies who have a revenue this much, or based on address I want to talk to them, or email ID you want to do, you can do that as well. Even based on a phone and contact name, also you can actually build a list based on you can have that. You got a phone number, you wanted that email, you can actually do. Now, contact title also you can actually and you can also get a level chart. So this is that it's possible to build it. So you think about a kind of a list is coming. Can you imagine? So if that's I'm saying it's what. For example, with a company name, with a website ID, with the industry, with the specialization, with employee size, with revenue, with address, with email, we can build a list by using a tool. And you also get a phone number and contact, because if someone phone number is there, that once you become a lead, it's very easy for us to target them and reach out to them. And to have a contact name properly and contact title on it and contact level is a very, very important part. Now, email and contact phone, that makes amazing thing. Yes or no? You build a list with the email, then you also get a contact phone. It's a fantastic thing to get on. Now this another thing. Some cases. Now I just want to tell you initial itself. Sometime in the tool you're using, I'm going to introduce the tool. So most of the time they have a kind of a standard topology. It's called topologies in the domain name. So like for example, some company they use a CEO, CMO, CFO. That's a standard. So now you got one email ID with the CEO. There is a high possibility the same company as a CFO, CTO, CMO. So you can have the same way. Now you got something with the person's first name using it is. So now when you go to his LinkedIn profile, you will see that is the people. You can actually understand they're using the first name and at the right email. So this can have. Some cases can be last name. Okay. Some cases company first name and last name. Okay. And so this way you can actually understand topology and build a list. So one list of the one company, by using the tools, you can identify this one and do it. Now, you can also see some of the topologies like this f.last at domain.com and first last without dot, you can do domain.com. First underscore, you can do last.com. So these are the topologies internationally people are using. So based on this one organization, you get one kind of a thing, you can actually guess another names and do it as well. Now, different levels of titles. So you should know what kind of titles are available in the market, right? If you are talking to the company. Now, another reason I've taken this example, if you're doing a B2B, this is fantastic. If you're a consultant, if you're a trainer, definitely use this method. You're a regional coordinator, definitely use this method. Now, even you're doing a B2C, these people are the people high-paid group, right? The high-paying group, and they buy more often. They have a high income, they generate income. So what kind of a level titles they have? So chief level contact, when you look at it as CEO, CFO, CEO, CTO, CIO, like that, it's called a C-level contacts. So that's the title you should be able to reach. It's not make sense anyone in the bottom line to go and get their list. You want to have a fantastic list, and these are things which we will be utilizing on it. Now, you can also know once you get a CEO, CFO, CEO, same email ID, you can also have it on. Now you have a VP level, so like the next level is Vice President or SVP, sometimes VP, that will be using senior VP or that's a level, you have a title. Then there is a director's level, senior director, director level, there is a title comes that way. Now you also have manager level, like a manager level, senior manager level, you have to. Now there is, when you look at the job function based, also there is a different title comes, right? Now, like this administration, consulting part, customer care, the engineering R&D. Now, finance department, human resources, information technology, and legal. So all the things, you can actually imagine. So that department-wise, you can take it, and all this thing you'll be able to extract on. Logistic distribution, management, marketing and communication, and operation aspects, production part, procurement, this one just an example. So most of the people wanted procurement managers to reach out to what we can. Then quality assurance part, sales. Okay. So all these things you can actually think about it. So I'm talking about why I'm talking all this detail is when I show you the tools, you can use these names there and search it and extract from various profiles like in LinkedIn. All this information is there in LinkedIn, for example, right? You can actually extract from there. Now, you can also categorize with the industry. So when you look at the industry, the professional details you're collecting from the people, look, aerospace and defense is a category, and agriculture, construction, education. Now, like each category of the industry, you should be able to do it. Okay. Now, insurance industry and manufacturing membership organization or mining, non-profit, all this industry category, we should know when you're using a tools. You can even you think about in this kind of industry, your customers are there or not. Depends on your niche, depends on your this one, you have it on it. Now, this is communication part, all the things you need to put it. Okay. Now, when you look at the few tools, when you look at the LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can use for getting this data to extract. Getprofiles.io, which I'll show you in detail. Then leshal.com. These are the things you can use to extract these details from there. There are a few other tools like hunter.io, data.com, Clearbait, Mails Tester, all the things these are tools important to test the email. So first of all, may think about as we discussed, if you have not defined your market so far, if you have not defined your customer, all the thing is very, very important, you'll not be able to do. So first of all, you make sure that you have clear understanding of that is country codes. And you can get this country code going to the countrycode.org. You can also get area codes and the state abbreviation. Sometimes people use a very short. You should know what exactly. And you also should know address pattern. Some places has a number, some places a street, some places actually, a postcode and zip code. So all these patterns also very important for us to understand this kind of ability with it. So now, how do we do this? Now, once we generate this one, we have a lead generation. Strategies coming in. Now, I think so. We may not be able to go to the other tools now. So we will quickly take it to next level. I don't think so. I can. A lot of points to discuss. I think we'll continue tomorrow. So thank you so much, all of you. I believe you're getting idea about the email marketing tools, how we use it on. Now, start making a list. Set a goal for making a number of emails, etc., and think about your customer. So now you will have the access of this. I'm going to show you tomorrow the demo how you use this one, and so you can utilize it and it's a free to use it for a test purpose. You can do, and over a period of time you can actually how this building list you can build it over and over again, and over a period of time you'll have many customers coming in. But the most important is once you have all these things in, the most important aspect of us, this list should be relevant to you. If it is not relevant to you, we are completely wasting your time. So that's the reason. The first thing is please define your customer, and to make it like we discussed, avatar of the customer is the most important, and you should know what kind of a data is going to help you for it. So thank you so much, all of you. I think we'll continue tomorrow the list and prospecting and using email marketing. And unfortunately, we could not discuss the tool number one. I'll discuss you that. I'll do that is tomorrow in detail. So I'll see you tomorrow to everyone. And meanwhile, set a goal for making a list and start doing an extraction part. Thank you so much, all of you. A few minutes from now, I'll join in the mastermind and we'll interact more about that. Thank you so much, all.